Ecchi anime. I'm sure you all know what it is. And if you've been watching anime long enough, your ass probably watched it at an age you shouldn't have. And I know this because I watched it at an age I shouldn't have. So you could only imagine the type of stuff I was watching before I was even 13. I was watching shit like Monster Monsume, Rosario Vampire, High School DxD. Like, bro, the list goes on. But I'm really finna
Oh, I did not know we had a little monkey.
be talking about High School DxD because it was like the first one I remember watching. But before we get into any of that, I want y'all to let me know, at what age did you start watching ecchi anime at? Because I want to know if I'm in this on my own. Because I'm about to sound like a big ass degenerate right now, but let's just get right into it. So for those of you that don't know what High School DxD is, I'm about to give you like a bare bones summary. It's a shonen ecchi that takes place in a high school that has demons and angels. And you have the main character, Issei, who's a human that died and got brought back to life as a demon. You might be asking me, how does he die? Well, he gets tricked into going on a date with a girl that turned out to be a demon. And at the end of their date, she kills him. Hold on, that sounds a little familiar though, I'm not gonna lie. Anyhow, in his final moments right before he dies, he's thinking about dying in Ria's Grimmary's boobs. Yup, those are his final thoughts. And in his head, when he's thinking about that, they just drew her butt booty naked. That's right, naked, bare nips and everything, bro. And I also forgot to mention this, but this show has two versions, a censored and uncensored version. So you know my little freaky ass was watching that shit uncensored. So when I saw all of that on the screen, my guy was at attention. My neurons were activated. I was not looking away from that screen. And also, the demon that kills Issei is wearing this skimpy ass outfit, and during her transformation sequence, she becomes naked at some point. And both of these things happen right after each other. That's also not including all like the ass shots you got of the female characters. And there was this one scene where Riaz is gonna shower, and they just show her taking off her clothes and stepping into the shower and showering. Like, it's not like you can only see her silhouette. No, you're in the shower with her. Don't even get me started with the eye catchers. The eye catchers for this show were crazy. I can't show any of them, maybe like one. But most of the time, it was the females in certain positions in underwear. So you could only imagine. And this all happened in episode 1. And that's also not including the rest of the characters. So you can guess what type of timing this show was on. And speaking of the characters, we had Akano, Koneko, Aja, and Yuto. But we're really not going to be talking about Yuto because he's a guy. Alright, so with Akano, I remembered her being as the freaky character. Only because of a scene where she had to suck on Issei's finger, and the show portrays it as her giving him head. Like, she is sucking on that thing. And I had to make sure I wasn't tripping. So I went back and looked for that scene. And oh my gosh, it was even worse watching it. The camera angles were crazy. And you had Issei freaking giving you these comments about how, like, as if she was really giving it to him. I was in utter disbelief that I watched that at such a young age. Now, I know that I listed Aja and Koneko as characters, but I'm not gonna be talking about them. Because, I mean, just look at them. Those are straight up little kids. Like, you cannot deny that those look like little kids. Those are not high schoolers. You cannot tell me otherwise. I will never understand the appeal of lollies. I don't like that shit. And if you like that shit, in order to make up for not talking about those two characters, I'm gonna talk about Kuroka, I think it was her name, the older sister of Koneko. And I don't remember much. I just remember that there was a scene where she goes up to Issei and she like sniffs him. And I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I watched this show in dub, not sub. So she sniffs him and calls him a virgin. And she tells him she'll let him hit. Yup, you heard that. She'll let him hit. And Issei's response to that was pretty funny. So honestly, if you're gonna watch this show, watch it in dub. It's pretty funny.
Oh, hi, Issei. I didn't see you there.
Yo, why's my future baby mama talking to your dumb ass?
Also, she wore a kimono, but the way she wore it, you could see the top of her breast. Like, it was insane the way she was wearing it. I wouldn't have been surprised if at one point it just freaking slipped out. Now, I've been only talking about females, And for males, there really wasn't much. There was this one scene where this guy named Riser, he was kissing this girl and he was putting his hands all over, like everywhere, and he was doing it in front of the main characters. And he was doing this to flex on Issei that he had more hoes than him. In conclusion, I don't regret watching this show. Even though it changed my perspective on things as a kid, I don't really regret watching it. And before I end the video, I just remembered this. The end credits for the show were just the girls pole dancing. And I'm actually kind of tempted to put it as the outro, but I'm not because I'm obviously gonna get restricted or something. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got. And if you enjoyed it and you made it this far, props to you for listening to me ramble about this. Anyways, I hope you got some sort of entertainment out of this.